So, hello everyone! Thanks for joining me today from whatever part of the world you are currently located. This is the webinar number 2 from the affiliate webinar series that we are prepared here in SiteGround. And it will help you increase your affiliate earnings and improve your affiliate results. We are going to talk about how SiteGround service compares to other hosts. But before we start, I would like to remind you that a few weeks ago you had the chance to learn about the tools available in your affiliate area by our affiliate manager Tina. Don't worry if you have missed this webinar. It is recorded and you can see the slides and the video recording from GoToWebinars in our blog. The link where you can find this great presentation is shown on the slide you're seeing right now on the screen. So today, let's see who is speaking now. It's not Tina this time. My name is Liliana Yakimova and I'm the marketing director of SiteGround. My job is to make the world knows what a great web host SiteGround is, and I love doing this because what SiteGround does is really amazing. Today I will show you some numbers that support that statement. I will also explain how we achieve so much better results than the other hosts that are competing on the same market as we do. I'm sure that at the end of the presentation you will be as comfortable as me when you're getting the question how SiteGround is better than the others. And now, before we go to the results from the tests we have done, I would like to go over a bit of housekeeping for the presentation. For the people who have attended the previous one, you will be familiar with this, but let me go over it quickly. I will be talking approximately 30 minutes and I will be available for questions afterwards. You can submit your questions in the questions panel at any time during the presentation. We are also recording the talk and the slides will be made available in the blog on the same place where the previous webinar was posted. And last but not least, I would like to ask you after the webinar to take a few moments and fill in the survey, because we are asking some questions that can help us improve the next time we are going to present to you. Now we are ready to take a closer look at the SiteGround strengths. So maybe you have seen our claim right on the homepage of our website. What we basically state is that our web hosting is superior, and we state that our security, our speed and our support are better than what you usually see in the shared hosting industry. But the main question is this only beautiful words and pictures and videos, or are there real facts that support this statement? So we need to put this claim to a test. How do we test it? We have figured out which are the 12 most popular shared hosting providers that are especially active on the affiliate market. Maybe I guess that most of you have heard all of these names, or at least most of them. Maybe some of you have worked with them and have your own opinion about these companies. But what we have done is to create a real account in each of these companies and upload an identical website on each of these accounts together with SiteGround, not only these 12. And then we have performed several tests that show us what results these web hosts provide in the sphere of security, support and website loading speed. So let's see what we have tested first. The first test was done with the help of a tool named Pingdom. Maybe some of you have heard of it. This is a tool that allows you to test the speed of your website, the loading speed. You put the URL of the website you want to test, and then the tool makes some estimation how fast the website is loaded. The test completely takes away the problems with slow local connection or browser issues. So basically they claim that what they show as a result is comparatively objective. Anyway, we have used this tool to see how fast the identical website we have uploaded on each of the web hosts will take to load. From the From what you see on the screen, you can see that the average loading speed for the industry is nearly 5 seconds for the website that we have created. It is a WordPress website and it has a lot of sample data on it. On this diagram, you see that at SiteGround we have 1.7 seconds, which is faster than 11 of the hosts that we have tested. And I should say that this is a result from our cheapest hosting plan, the startup plan. And it is achieved only with the bare metal that we are using, with the standard architecture, and with the standard number of other people on the server. What happened is that we have, maybe you know, a secret weapon when it comes to speed, and it's called the super cacher. It's available, especially its dynamic part that makes WordPress and Joomla really fast, is available on our Grow Big and Go Geek accounts. So we did the test again with the super cacher switched on, and the results are better for SiteGround. We managed to shave off half second from the loading time, and and if you're using the super cacher and you have a WordPress site, you can be sure that it will be much faster on a SiteGround server than on any of the servers of the web hosts that we have tested that are not using a caching tool like this. Having your page load fast is great, but what is even better is to be able to ensure that this good loading speed will be sustainable even under heavy traffic. So we did another test to measure the resilience of each account under a very heavy load. We used an automatic test called Siege that simulates a large simultaneous traffic to the site, and what we measure is the maximum number of hits that each account can handle in 2 minutes. The larger the number you get from your host, the more comfortable you may be that your host will be able to handle even a spike in the traffic of your website, and that the speed of your website will not be compromised by the number of the visitors you receive. As you can see on this diagram, the average hits that the hosts usually handle is around 2,800, and SiteGround is able to handle almost 3 times more hits, nearly 8,300 hits per 2 seconds. And again, this test is done on a startup account without any caching included. And when you add the super cacher that I was talking about with the previous test, the results are really amazing. You will see something that is completely different. So here is the result on the SiteGround account with the super cacher switched on. As you can see, this is not even comparable with the average thing you got on a host that doesn't use caching. It's 230,000 hits in 2 seconds. This is really something that shows you that when you use caching on our servers, this will guarantee that the website will be able to handle a lot of traffic without problems. So basically these are the 2 things that we have tested related to speed. The loading speed with Pingdom and the performance that can be handled with the Siege test. And now I would like to show you what is behind this speed magic of our service. I will play you a short video that will explain how do we achieve this.
We have always believed that in order to provide our customers with an outstanding web hosting service, we have to craft it ourselves. To be really fast, your website needs some really good hardware. That's why we are constantly updating our equipment with top-notch machines. And to squeeze out even more speed, we customize the software configuration. But to be even faster, your site has to be close to your visitors. That's why we have servers all around the globe. You simply have to choose the one you need. In case one of your visitors goes on an exotic trip, let's say to Sydney, Australia, he will still have super fast access to your site. That's because we add some magic, or as we call it, CDN. It spreads a copy of your website all over the planet. Oh, and one other thing. Every time someone visits your site, the server has to assemble its parts and send them to the user. Making this for thousands of people could be really slow. Unless you add something super special, like the Super Cacher. It stores a pre-assembled version of your site and thus drastically reduces website loading time. So if you want your website to be lightning fast, you can count on us.
Okay, I understood that there have been some technical issues during the video, so I will try to play it again, and I hope that you will be able to hear everything this time as it should be. So one more time.
We have always believed that in order to provide our customers with an outstanding web hosting service, we have to craft it ourselves. To be really fast, your website needs some really good hardware. That's why we are constantly updating our equipment with top-notch machines. And to squeeze out even more speed, we customize the software configuration. But to be even faster, your site has to be close to your visitors. That's why we have servers all around the globe. You simply have to choose the one you need. In case one of your visitors goes on an exotic trip, let's say to Sydney, Australia, he will still have super fast access to your site. That's because we add some magic, or as we call it, CDN. It spreads a copy of your website all over the planet. Oh, and one other thing. Every time someone visits your site, the server has to assemble its parts and send them to the user. Making this for thousands of people could be really slow. Unless you add something super special, like the Super Cacher. It stores a pre-assembled version of your site and thus drastically reduces website loading time. So if you want your website to be lightning fast, you can count on us.
Thank you for watching this. I hope you enjoyed as much as I enjoyed doing this video, because this was my favorite part of the job for the last year. So now we will go on, and I will show you the results of the other tests that we have done. We will continue with the security. Here, what we have, the background of the test is that we have chosen two very popular vulnerabilities that have been recently announced publicly, and that one of them affects a very popular plugin for the WordPress, and the other one affects the most popular e-commerce extension for Joomla. So they were announced like no more than 2 months ago, and what we have done in SiteGround, and what we usually do in cases like this, is that we create a server level fix that patches the vulnerability and protects our customers even if they use an old version of the vulnerable software. They will be protected by what we have done on the server level. So we installed a vulnerable plugin and extension on each of the accounts that we have with the other hosts, and we tried hacking the websites. And what was our surprise? On every single account the hack was possible. None of the other hosts have done anything on the server level to stop this from happening, and the vulnerabilities were publicly announced more than 1 month ago. We do fix them in 48 hours at most after being announced. So this is really something that worries me about the industry, and I really hope that what we are doing, because it's not that hard after all, will become a widespread practice in the whole industry, and we will soon start seeing more and more hosting companies apply server level fixes whenever there is a vulnerability that has the ability to to affect many people. Just to do the maths, for example, we have a special team of people that is following the security bulletins and is fixing any kind of vulnerabilities that we consider can affect people that are hosting on our servers. And in a regular week, we have like a dozen of such vulnerabilities that are fixed by us. We don't announce all the vulnerabilities that we fix because this would be an immense amount of information, but the most popular ones are usually announced in our blog. You can see the link on this slide. This is as far as it goes for the vulnerabilities related to WordPress and Joomla extensions. Another thing that we tested related to the security is account isolation. Account isolation is a notion that is very important on a shared hosting server. Why you need to have your account isolated properly? Because basically you are on a multi-tenant environment, which means that on the machine there are other people and other accounts apart from your own website. So it is very important for the other people to not be able to do anything to your own account. You will be surprised that 6 or 7 years ago this notion was completely new. SiteGround was among the pioneers that started providing account isolation on shared servers. And I'm happy to see that today, so many years after we started doing this, at least 9 of the hosts that we have tested have implemented account isolation also, because this is something extremely important. We've seen that 4 of the hosts have done it in a way that we consider to be really right. 5 of the hosts are also have isolated their accounts, but in a way that still allows some of the users to find an information about the server or about the other users that is not so critical as to become a problem for immediate hack, but still can be used in an appropriate way, and we consider that it should not be available also. And the most striking thing is that 7 years after the invention of this account isolation, there are at least 3 of the most popular shared hosts that are still not doing it. I really don't know why they're not doing it, but still I hope that soon they will start doing this, because this is really important for the whole industry and for the security of the web as a whole. So these are the 2 things that we have done for the security, and what I'm really proud of working at SiteGround is to see that our security team is coming constantly out with solutions that are completely innovative and that no one has ever done them before, and actually that we are leading a way to a really safer web. So again, I will try to play a video that will recap what we do for security. I hope that you will be able to hear it better this time from the first time.
We have always believed that in order to provide our customers with an outstanding web hosting service, we have to craft it ourselves. Let's imagine this is your website. It's on a shared server with other sites. Imagine there's a security hole in one of them, and it gets hacked. On a standard shared server, it's easy for the others to become compromised as well. But here's what we came up with to prevent this from happening on our servers. Even though many believed it was impossible, we managed to isolate our customers' websites from each other. This way, your website is safe in the event another one gets hacked. But isolation is not all. We do even more. Imagine a security hole appears in the server software. Most hosts will wait for a patch to be released by the developers, thus leaving plenty of time for the bad guys to attack. And that isn't nice. So as soon as we find a hole, we craft a patch on our own and fix the problem immediately. And what happens if a hole appears in a massively used customer software? Most hosts will leave you on your own. We act immediately and secure your site on a server level. So rest assured, We have you covered better than anyone else.
And thanks again for watching. I will go back to my presentation now. And I will go back to the most intriguing part of our test. I'm sorry about that. Let me find the right slide. Okay, here we are. So, the most time-consuming and the most interesting part of the test that we have done is testing the support service of the hosts that we have listed as our main competitors on the web hosting and affiliate market. The background of the test is that we wanted to have idea how are they doing on all the channels that customers have to contact them. So we have made one question on the live chat, we have asked one question over the phone. These two were relatively simple. The idea behind this was to test more or less the speed of these two channels and not so much the expertise. And the expertise was really tested on the channel that we believe should be supported by the most advanced technicians in the company. These are the ticketing systems, and we have asked 3 questions there. One general hosting question, one related with WordPress, and one related with Joomla. So let's go and see what the results from these tests are. We'll start with the chat. Here we have summarized the time of each host that each host needed to solve our issue. The issue was simple. We were asking them to change the password for the admin user of our WordPress website. The minutes that you're seeing here are collective from the time they needed to resolve the issue and the time we were waiting on the chat software to get connected to representative of the company. So you see that the average time for resolution needed is around 21 minutes, and there is one host that was really slow, more than 1 hour we were waiting for it to solve this problem. There are only 4 companies that resolved the issue under 10 minutes, and I'm very happy to see that SiteGround has no wait time at all, and the password was changed in 5 minutes. So this is as far as chat resolution time goes. And the next thing that we decided to test was the telephone support. Here, usually when you're calling on the phone to your web host, you have a pressing and urgent issue and you need someone to be with you on the phone immediately. I think that this is the most important thing for a phone support. If you are not going to pick up the phone immediately, I think there is no need to have a phone support. What happened is that we saw that apart from SiteGround, only 2 other hosts were able to pick up the phone with no wait time at all. There were 6 hosts that were picking up the phone within a reasonable time frame below 10 minutes, and there are 4 hosts that weren't able to pick up the phone for a really long time, which was not something that you would like to happen to the people you are recommending web hosting to, because when they have an urgent issue, you would like them to be with a host that can be there with them immediately. And now let's go to the most interesting part of the support test. This is the ticketing system. This is my favorite because it really tests not only the speed, though I will talk about speed again on this slide, and then I will talk about expertise on the next one. So here is a graph showing the time the web host needed to come out with a reasonable first reply. We don't count automatic replies. We count replies that show that your issue have been the issue that we have reported have been read, and that the person answering has put some thought on it, even if it wasn't resolved. So as you can see, even for the first reply, the industry average is nearly 8 hours, and I really think that this is not something that people should put up with. and when you see this host that needed like almost 20 hours to just say hello, this is something I don't know how people are really dealing with it. When you have a problem, you don't have 20 hours to wait for a response. Anyway, there are at least 2 hosts that were answering all of our 3 questions below 1 hour, which is really good. And but still, I should say that there is no one that was even close to what SiteGround is most famous for, and this is the really fast reply on the ticket. We were able to answer below 10 minutes for the first time on all the 3 questions that were asked as part of this test. But yes, of course, speed of the first reply is completely irrelevant if your issue is not solved. So apart from measuring the speed of the first reply, we also measured the average speed for the final resolution, and also the number of the issues that were resolved by the company. As you can see from this table, 5 out of 12 companies never resolved even the general hosting issue, which should be their main area of competence, and this is really worrisome. 6 of the 12 companies never resolved the Joomla issue at all. So this shows something that we are really good at, and this is our expertise in Joomla and WordPress, and this is something that is much better than what you usually see in a normal shared host. Again, apart from the number of the questions that were answered right, they are for companies that did all of the 3 questions right, but you should see the time that they needed to come with the resolution. This last column, average resolved, shows the average number for the 3 questions, and there is only 1 host that was under 1 hour for the resolution, which is still almost twice as slow as what we do in SiteGround. And really, I'm very happy to see these results time and time again, because it's easy to be fast when you're a small company, as we were right from the start, but it's really hard to keep this going when you're growing, and when the numbers of the customers are growing and the numbers of the tickets that are piling up is so big. So this is something we are really proud of. We keep being really good in supporting our customers. So to recap what's happening in our support, I will again play a short video for you.
We have always believed that in order to provide our customers with an outstanding web hosting service, we have to craft it ourselves. This is Steve, one of our many young professionals. Every day, he resolves different hosting problems. And because waiting is not cool, he does this really fast. But some users experience problems that are not exactly hosting related. Mark, for example, is a guy who wants to create a site to show his videos, but he has some trouble embedding them. Unfortunately, that's not a hosting problem, and no hosting company's support would bother to help him, except for us. Steve, as well as the rest of our team, is trained to support you with a wide variety of web issues. Bright people like Steve are available 24/7 to help you with the mysteries of the web.
Thank you. This was the last video for my presentation. So I'll go back to the slides. The interesting thing behind our support and how we keep it so good for all these 10 years that we've been on the market is what I love about my company most, and this is the company culture that makes people stay and work here for years and years. When you have so many people in the support team that have the experience of years of helping other customers, you can rely on them to be there for the difficult issues and to be able to train the new people that are coming and to be really devoted and fast with solving any problem that comes along. Of course, when you're growing that much, you can't rely only on your old people. You're obliged to hire new people almost every month. We are doing this already, and we can't do any good without a constant training and a very good plan what each of the new people should learn before starting answering the questions of our customers. And another thing that is really important for the efficiency of our support team is the great internal tools that we have that help the support team automate their tasks and be really fast. What we do is that if we see that an issue requires more time to be resolved on average than any other issue, we investigate what's going on, why we are not able to resolve it fast, and then we create a task for our internal development department, which come up with a solution that can help the team react and solve everything very fast. And this is everything that I wanted to share with you in relation with our speed, security and support and what we do and what are the results we have achieved. But the next important question is how can you use this information to do more affiliate sales? Well, basically I believe that even knowing it will help you be more persuasive when you're telling the people that are asking for your opinion why they should choose SiteGround. But of course you can go further. We have shared the results of the tests as of today, and they are available in your affiliate area. You can find them on the link that is on the slide. And the other thing that I will encourage you to do is if you have liked the videos that I've played, they are free for everyone to use them. You can embed them from Vimeo or from YouTube, whichever is your favorite source. Whenever you are writing an article about SiteGround, telling your personal experience with the speed or with the support or with anything that you liked about SiteGround, a video that is added to your content can make it more lively and can engage your audience even more. So these are the two options that I would recommend to use and to improve your affiliate results. Now I'm ready to see if there are any questions. Let me just open the panel and see. Okay. There is a comment here that it would be helpful on complex issues to have one person follow the issues instead of many people, which can cause confusion and cost time. Thanks. Yeah, thank you very much for this comment. I have seen recently people bringing this up, and we do have thoughts on how to deal with it, because it's true that there should be a fine balance between reacting fast to what you're asking to be resolved, which means that whichever person is available would take your ticket. But of course, if you're dealing with some more complex issue, it might be better to wait for the person that have started resolving your issue. It depends on how important for you it is for the problem to be solved fast. But yes, thanks for this comment. This is definitely something that we are working on. Any other questions? Okay, I will go through the pane really quick. Yeah, I've received some feedback. I don't really see a question that should be addressed here, but I will go through everything that you have written, and we'll address them on personal email if there is something that I have missed, because there are really quite a few things that people have mentioned. I can also add this as comments to the blog post where we will share the slides, so it will be available for everyone that have been here, and not only the people that have asked the question will receive the answer. Can I share the comparison diagram on my page about SiteGround? They seem so persuasive. Yes, definitely you can do this. Feel free. That's why we have posted them in the affiliate area. Can we link directly to the comparison page? I'm afraid this can't be done because it is located in your affiliate area, but you can use the results. What we are doing is that we are making these tests regularly, so we have a good idea what's going on in our industry, and we are updating them from time to time. So the next time they are brand new right now. We have done them during the last month, and when we have new tests, we will inform all the affiliates so they can use the new tests or see what's new. So that's all from me for today. Thank you all for being here. I know that you have a lot of work, and sparing this half hour or more with me was really very nice of you. And don't be afraid to contact us over the contact form in your affiliate area with any question that you have related to the affiliate program or to the results that we have shared with you. Thanks again for joining our webinar, and goodbye for now.